Konnichiwa! Hello friends! My name is Denis Lifentsov and this channel is about cross-cultural communication. Today I want to tell you about Japanese communication style and I'm honored to introduce my amazing guest speaker. Dr. Masahiko Takeda is an excellent expert in Japanese business culture and Japanese communication style. He graduated from the University of Tokyo and got a PhD degree at MIT. His stunning professional career includes high positions at Bank of Japan and International Monetary Fund. Currently, he holds the position of honorary professor at Australian National University. Dr. Takeda, thank you very much for finding time for this interview. Let me start with my traditional first question. How would you describe Japanese people in 3 words?
Hi, Professor Lifentsov. Okay, so 3 words that describe Japanese people. I say politeness, conformity, and punctuality. Let me explain these one by one. First, politeness. Japanese are highly conscious of their relationship with others and behave differently depending upon it. For example, if you are speaking to someone whose social status you think is higher than yours, or is simply older than you, you are expected to be polite and modest. This helps us keep order and respect in a society, but non-Japanese may find our attitude a little bit distant and unfriendly. The way we try to be polite is mainly through our language. Japanese language has an elaborate structure of honorifics, namely words and phrases that express respect to others. This makes Japanese language very difficult to master. Also, it may be useful for you to know that Japanese usually do not call each other by first name. I'm called Takeda-san. Takeda is my surname, and san is attached to someone's surname, and it is polite enough. But in English-speaking environment, people call me Masahiko, my first name, which makes me feel a little bit odd because in Japan, the only ones who call me Masahiko are my parents and grandparents. Next, conformity. This includes conformity to laws and regulations, but more importantly, conformity to social norms and practices that are seen to be decent and acceptable. Japanese pay a lot of attention to how they are seen by others. They try to avoid deviations from social norms and practices so that they won't be frowned upon. This helps our life and business function smoothly, but its downside is that since we try to behave like others, our individuality and creativity may be inhibited. Okay, finally, punctuality. Being on time, or actually slightly before the time set, is a norm in Japan, either private or business. Being on time is a sign of your respect, politeness, and conformity.
Thank you very much, Dr. Takeda, for such detailed explanation. What should we know about Japanese business communication?
Okay, Japanese business communication. An important reason behind the polite and conformative nature of Japanese is their wish to avoid confrontation and disagreements. This extends to business communication. It is said that Japanese business people do not say no when their true response is negative. Instead, they say, "We will think about it." Sometimes they mean it, in which case you will hear back from them later. But oftentimes they don't get back to you because they actually meant your proposal was not worth considering. Not a matter of communication style, but what you should keep in mind when you communicate with Japanese is that most of them are not good at speaking English, even if they are highly educated. All Japanese study English for many years, but unfortunately, Japan has spectacularly failed to produce good or even so-so English speakers. As a result, Japanese tend to be quiet in meetings or in casual conversation when the language used is English. Even if they can speak English well, they tend to be quiet if they are with their superiors out of deference. So it is difficult to find out what they are thinking.
Dr. Takeda, what topics for a small talk with our Japanese business partners would you recommend?
This one is easy. It's food. Japanese love to eat good food, and they like non-Japanese coming to Japan and enjoying Japanese food. Ask your business partners, colleagues, or friends what food or restaurant they recommend. They will be very happy to tell you their favorites. Talking about sports is another safe bet. Sumo wrestling is our traditional sports, and there are professional leagues for baseball, football, and basketball. The most popular among them is baseball, followed by football. And by far, the most popular sports player is Shohei Ohtani. He doesn't play in Japan but in the US Major League, but every game he plays is broadcast in Japan, and every time he hits a home run, it is reported in news programs. So even those who know little about baseball know how he's doing and will be very happy to talk about him.
Dr. Takeda, what sensitive topics we should avoid in conversation with our Japanese business partners?
This is a difficult question to answer because I believe that we should not avoid in our conversational discussion sensitive issues such as dark or embarrassing aspects of Japan's culture or history. Rather, I think we should be reminded of them by being asked about them by non-Japanese. So I answer this question from a different angle. In many countries, it is said that politics and religions are the topics to be avoided in casual conversation because they are highly divisive issues. Most Japanese are apolitical, that is, indifferent to politics. They are mostly non-religious too. So you will not get much out of them by raising these issues with them. The same is true with most other socio-political issues. This is a pity, but it's our reality.
Dr. Takeda, and my traditional final question. What authentic local words or phrases we can use to make our Japanese friends smile?
Two words that you can use, both related to eating, are itadakimasu and gochusou-sama. Itadakimasu means let me have this meal, which is an expression of thanks. You say it before you take your first bite. Gochusou-sama, you say it when you finish your meal, meaning I enjoyed this meal very much. These are expressions of thanks to those who prepared the meal, but you say it whether or not that person is around. And it can be also thanks to the person who treated you to the meal, as in your business lunch or dinner. When you say it, you can join your hands like this as when you pray, which makes it even more polite. Itadakimasu or gochusou-sama.
Thank you very much, Dr. Takeda. Arigato, Takeda-san. And thank you guys for watching my channel. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and stay tuned. Sayonara.